Hi, I'm Jordan Elnagar, and today we'll be making a classic chocolate cake with chocolate icing on top.
I'm me here, and the first step you have to do is wash your hands before any cooking or baking.
I'm Ashley, and the next thing you're going to want to do is get all your ingredients. You're going to need butter, sugar, flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, vanilla extract, eggs, powdered sugar, and salt.
Alright, so next thing, you want to bake it at 350 degrees, so you press this button and start.
Step is to cream the butter and sugar. So you want to get 1 2/3 cup of sugar. Baking is very specific, so you have to get all of it and make sure to level off. Level off to get it exact. So now that I have my butter in my cup, I'm going to go ahead and scoop it in. Get that all in. Then you're going to cream it with the
You want to start slow and add on speed as it gets more fluffy.
Alright, so once it's fluffy, you want to add 3 eggs, one at a time.
And after each time you add an egg, you have to make sure you beat it well.
The mixture is going to get thicker and look more yellow. Add the cocoa, salt, baking soda, and flour in a separate bowl. You need 2/3 a cup of cocoa. Level that out. That way.
You washed your hands.
Yeah.
Our hands are nice and clean. Level that out again.
Which way?
Just into there. So you're going to add your 2/3 cup of that.
We're going to add a teaspoon of salt. Two cups of flour.
One cup, leveled out.
Yeah, be careful not to breathe it in. Safety right there.
Then you need to add a teaspoon and 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. Making sure to level out.
The ingredients we just put in this bowl, you want to mix together all the dry ingredients.
1 1/3 cup of milk, so we're just going to pour that into this. Get up to the line.
I want to alternate between adding the dry ingredients and small amounts of milk to the mixture and then beat it well between each addition.
Have your batter in, you want to make sure it's even by spreading it. Just take a spoon. Make sure everywhere's covered.
So now we're going to put the cake in the oven. Make sure you're safe and use something that won't burn your hand.
Alright. And then you want to cook it for 35 minutes. So you press cook time.
Now we're going to make our icing. while our cake bakes, and all you need for that is powdered sugar, butter, vanilla extract, milk, and the cocoa powder.
So next, you're gonna add all these ingredients to the bowl. So first, 6 tablespoons of butter. I wash my hands.
Also, you want to add half a cup of cocoa powder. Make sure you level it off.
Keep adding your ingredients for your icing. You need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a cup, 2 cups and 2/3 of powdered sugar. Gotta level it off again.
Alright, what you want to do next is you want to mix it all up with a spoon first. Next, you want to add 4 tablespoons of milk. Add 1 at a time.
And I'm going to blend it as he's adding a tablespoon.
It's okay if you smell. Just get the measurements right.
Keep mixing it until it's that spreading consistency. If you need a little bit more milk, you can go ahead and add that. Done. You want to check it. And do that by taking a toothpick if you have them, or just a fork, and putting it in. And if it comes out clean, you'll know it's done. So then, if it is done, you're going to take your oven things so you don't burn yourself. Take it out. And you're going to let it cool before you put the icing on it so the icing doesn't pull up the cake. Check if our cake is cold. You just feel it. Feels cool enough. You can go ahead and grab your icing. You're going to take your icing over to your cake. Take a knife. You can see the consistency here, it's nice. Take a little bit of icing at a time and start spreading it. So as you spread your icing, it's going to melt into the cake a little bit. We're only going to ice about half the cake because we're going to show you some fun ideas to do with leftover cake.
That's Ashley's dog.
You want to get all the sides covered. And there you go. So we're going to cut our cake in half so we can show some fun cake extras.
Here, I can hold it.
Oh, you want to take the knife now?
Oh, what am I doing?
Just cut the edges. Me here's going to cut around the edges so it comes out nicely.
That's right, you got it.
So now, maybe stop the Gonna
Now we're gonna try and get the cake
Get the
out with the
cake out.
spatula.
make sure all the edges are cut. Gonna get a plate.
Oh. Nope. Make sure you're careful with the cake.
Got our plate to sit the cake on. It's falling
Oh
apart.
man.
You pull out the cake, sit it on our plate. There we go.
Look
Now-
at layering.
Beautiful.
Pieces out of the cake. Make sure each cut is parallel to each other, so you have nice square, symmetrical pieces.
Notice how good the icing looks.
It melted into the cake.
How marinated into the cake.
Okay, so with our leftovers, we're gonna start by making some Cool Whip for our cake trifle. You need to take a bowl and make sure it's cold. It'll help it whip faster. Take that in our blender. And some heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna put some heavy whipping cream in. Start out with a little. Turn your blender on the smallest level. And just start whipping it. After a little while of whipping, you'll notice that it's starting to get thicker and more like whipped cream. So you're just going to keep beating it until you think that it tastes like and looks like whipped cream. You can choose your consistency.
Next, you want to cut these up into small cubes, like that. Make sure they're even,
Symmetrical.
symmetrical.
Parallel. Okay, then you want to grab your cake cubes carefully and put them in the bottom of the sundae glass. Kind of push them down there. Then we're going to add some whipped cream. Make sure it's an even amount compared to the cake. Then we're going to add another layer of cake. Kind of use that to push the whipped cream down if there's some sticking up. Then we're going to add a little bit more whipped cream on top of this cake. And then we're going to put some blackberries on top of it. And you don't have to put blackberries, but you can put any fruit you like. And that's how you make cake trifle.